Paulette Bevan-Kelly, landlady at the Central.
Emma Bevan-Kelly, landlady of the Central as well.
The pub was built in 1797.
Yeah.
It's obviously a historic old building, one of the oldest pubs on the Isle of Man. How important do you think it is that this pub is serving people, the history of the pub in general? Do you think it's a really big asset to Ramsey?
I think it is. We've had lots of people, lots of older people and younger people, generations of the same family all coming in and glad that it's open again because this is when they had the first pint, and then you get the older people that are they never thought they would have a pint in here again. So it's been quite nice listening
to their stories. People's been getting emotional, haven't they?
Yeah.
The older people are,
We've had quite a few tears.
And that's what you want in the pub, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes normal.
Yeah.
So we have had quite a few tears.
So talk me through how this happened.
It kind of happened. I was the manager at the Royal George, and they asked me, did I want to take on the tenancy at the Central, and I thought, why not? If you don't try these things, you never kind of know. So we kind of jumped in head first.
Yeah.
Or feet first.
And what's been the biggest challenge for setting up, really?
It's literally setting up a business, business bank accounts. My God, it's been absolute nightmare trying to set up a business bank account. But we're getting this one.
So how long's the Central been shut?
Since
first COVID,
first COVID, so March the 20th.
About 3.5 years.
March the 21st.
And obviously the brewery closed it. They didn't think it was profitable. They didn't work with it. Why did you guys want to come back here and make a business out of it? What was the draw to the Central?
Because it was a smaller pub than the Royal. Before the Royal George, in fact, before COVID, I was the landlady at the Stanley Hotel, just on Quay and Ramsey. A smaller pub, to me, is more homely. People don't drink like they used to, so if you're in a smaller, more homely pub, then it kind of makes it's always going to feel like there's people in, and more, you can do more with that.
Yeah.
Which was one of the main reasons.
Yeah.
And you've obviously been in Ramsey at the Royal George, the Stanley. You know the clientele around Ramsey. What makes this pub different to the other pubs in Ramsey? What are you trying to do differently here?
We tried. I really wanted somewhere where people could walk into and feel happy, energised, a little bit excited, which I think we've achieved that.
Colourful.
It's very colourful.
Put our own stamp on it, haven't we?
Yeah. Which that was my main thing, was to make it a happy place for anybody to walk into. So obviously, this area is really colourful, but we kept the other side as well very TT orientated. There's motorbike pictures on the wall, and I'm not going to say older persons because older people like to come this side as well, but it's quieter top side than this side.
It's more of a pubby feel.
It's definitely more of a pubby feel in the other side, and this is more of a bar feel, if that makes sense, which is what we kind of do. It's what we wanted.
Yeah.
So behind us, lovely painting. Tell me a bit about this.
This was painted by local artist Paul Parker, who's actually
my
stepdad.
Okay.
So quite fortunate there. He wasn't sure he could do it, or that he wanted to do it because it's not his normal bag. Anybody that knows Paul Parker knows he normally does landscapes and motorbikes. We kind of gave him an idea of speakers and an equaliser and music, and he kind of fitted it all in. He even fitted there's a little small snail here. So obviously when we first found out about the Central, we were talking about it amongst ourselves, and we were out in public. It was we need to think of a name to call it so no one knows what we're talking about. So our youngest daughter, Misha, came up with the name Small Snail, hence why there's a small snail on the speaker. Nice. So it kind of makes it that little bit more personal.
Yeah.
It's a one-off. He's actually even signed it down in the corner there.
Just down there.
Yeah, it's very niche, isn't it? It's nice. I think it looks really
good. And nowhere's got that.
Exactly.
It's literally a one-off.
So was the big thing about leaving the Royal George and coming here is you can do your own thing with it, basically?
It was, we could do our own thing and
just put our stamp on it.
Put our stamp on it.
Yeah.
You're hindered by the brewery sometimes because you can only do so much, can't you?
Well, obviously they pay you.
Exactly. Of course.
You do what you have to do. So it was a good opportunity for us to be able to run a pub like we wanted to run a pub, and not how a company wanted us to run it.
Yeah. If it hadn't been the Central, would you have looked elsewhere potentially, or is it just always somewhere in Ramsey, somewhere?
I'm a Ramsey bird. I've always been a Ramsey bird. I wouldn't move out of Ramsey. So yeah, no.
It was like fate, wasn't it?
Was,
really?
Yeah.
And you say the brewery came to you?
They offered it to us. Yeah.
And was it a bite your hand off straight away, or did you have time to consider it?
Well,
or
they didn't say they wanted an answer straight away. We took several weeks to talk about it and think about it, and it's like, should we, shouldn't we? If we don't, then we'll always regret it probably.
Yeah.
So and it's something we both enjoy doing. Like meeting and talking to people and working in the pub. And
since you've been open, how busy have you been? How has the feedback been?
All the feedback we've had has been really
good. Really
Everyone
good.
likes the space, and they say, when what we wanted when you walk in, you do get a sense of makes you want to smile because it feels energetic. Most of the feedback's been really good.
Yeah.
And some people would say the pub industry is a difficult one to go into, and it's challenging times for all pubs. What would you say is the biggest problem with pubs at the minute, and what do you think you're trying to do differently?
To be honest, I think it is a lot cheaper to drink from the supermarket. So if you can make the space that people are coming into a happy place, a place that doesn't look like your living room, that is something out of this world, then you're more likely to go in there and drink in there, meet friends in there. We do like karaoke on Fridays, Saturday nights, also like dance tunes late on a Saturday night. So like this area here, like literally the pool table comes out of the way and it's like a whole dance floor area. We're starting this week doing it on a Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday afternoon. See how that goes.
Yeah.
It just works. It works, and it doesn't. It's one of them. It's
just
like
got to give it a go, haven't we?
Got to give it a go.
Absolutely. And I've just seen the beer garden. It looks obviously on a nice day out today. I can imagine that's popular.
Yeah. It's a sun trap out there. Most of the people that have been out there today have actually come in because it's too hot. So yeah, there is a couple of problems out there. So.
And are you looking forward to, obviously where you are, TT is a big one. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah. We opened just in time for NGP.
Yeah. And how was that?
It was really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Lots of bikers that were like, oh my God, I can't believe it's open again. That was nice. It was good to see that. Good to see that.
And finally, the biggest question we've got, obviously, is people want to know what you've got on draft, what type of drinks you have. So can you talk us through a bit about what you've got on offer?
Okay, obviously we've got Guinness. Lager-wise, we've got Madry. It's a really nice lager.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. It's a very nice lager.
We've got Carling. We've also got, cider-wise, we've got Inches on draft. We've also got Oakland's Bitter on draft. And we have Laxa, is it Indian Pale Ale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Odin's.
We'll have that on draft as well. And that's really all the space we've got for on draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a massive selection of spirits and bottled beers and alcohol pops and also jar
tails instead of cocktails.
Okay.
Instead of cocktails,
they're in a jar.
Tails, so
very nice.
It's in a jam jar.
So I can imagine there's not many places on the island you can get a jar tail from.
So we always want to be a little bit different.
Quite niche. I like it.
So we don't want to do cocktails. Everywhere around Ramsey does cocktails. It's a big thing at the minute. So it was like, let's think of something different. And jar tails was what came of that. So they went down well this weekend. Yeah, so quite a few of them. So.
Have you got any other plans for the future? Anything else you're thinking of, or are you just happy to see how it goes?
We want to try and do something with the garden, don't we?
Make it a bit
more appealing.
Yeah, because it's a bit much like a car park at the minute. But we have got a flower wall and everything to go up, and some hanging baskets and stuff like that to make it look a bit more gardeny rather than just somewhere to sit outside. I think that's probably it.
Yeah. Just see how it goes.
Well, best of luck. I'm sure I'll be back for a few drinks with Sam at some point. So thank you very much. That's great.
Thank you.